Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Edgar Calva. If you're new here, I had previously done a video on the miniature mostera, and I actually showed you guys how to propagate this specific plant. Now I wanted to make this video just to give you guys a quick update on what my propagation currently looks like. If you guys do remember, I used to have 3 mother plants, and those 3 mother plants were kind of growing pretty quick, and I decided that I wanted to propagate them. Now, if you guys do remember, I do have a larger plant. It's currently at a self-watering pot with an actual moss bowl. And my actual intentions is to keep on propagating this plant just to kind of put more shoots on there so that my plant looks a lot fuller. Now, later on down the road, if I actually want to keep cutting stuff of it, then I can definitely do so. Now, let me give you guys quick advice. If you guys are planning on getting this plant, do it as soon as possible. Prices are gonna start going up again. Usually I say this, you know, they go down because the sales they're not really this well around, you know, around January. It's when around February is when the sales for plants actually starts going up back again. And at one point I started seeing that they were going for like $50 for a cutting. So I'll definitely, if you guys found somebody or know somebody that's selling one for, you know, maybe under $20, go ahead and do so, because this is a really fast grower, and trust me, you're going to be able to get a lot of other cuttings off of it, and it's a really easy plant to take care of. So you know, obviously with all propagations, you know, you have plants that have a better root system, you know, that are more mature, or that do better when it comes to propagating, and there's those that take a lot longer to actually produce new shoots. So plant number 1, keep in mind I'm actually going to show you guys a video. I'm going to show you guys the actual plant, and then I'll record a close-up and put it together so you guys can actually see the growth on this plant. So this was actually my mother plant. If you guys do remember, I think I only kept 1 to 2 leaves per each mother plant. So this one right here actually created 2 separate shoots. So this one I'm actually planning on propagating again, just kind of cutting the top off and then putting it on water for a couple weeks, and then having that root system develop again and create a brand new plant. So this is what I'm planning on doing with this one. Now this one does have another shoot growing at the bottom, which is still green, and I feel that once I propagate it again, it's going to push that shoot to actually develop quicker. So this one does have 2 different shoots and 1 on their way, and this other one right here, actually this is the one that I'm really happy with, because towards the top shoots that are still green, but it has 1 shoot towards the side, and actually it has 3 actual shoots that actually did develop as separate plants. So I'm pretty happy with this. I don't know, you know, I don't know if I want to start the propagation again on this one or just wait a little bit longer. I'm trying to decide that still. And this is plant number 3. Now, if you guys can see on this one, there's really not much growth on it. I'll be pretty honest with you guys. I'm not consistent on the watering because I actually work 2 hours away from where I live. So a lot of the times I just stay down there, or I have to drive back and forth, and that's losing 4 hours with the commute. So a lot of the times I don't even have the time to water them. So my mom is the one that kind of helps out a little with the care and you know, watering or whatever the case is. And this actual plant, I believe that they have been propagating for almost like a month and a half now, and you guys can see the root system on each of them. Like I mentioned before, this is a plant that is really easy to propagate and really easy to take care of, because if you lose a leaf, it's not like, you know, your plant's going to look all deformed. It starts just kind of throwing more leaves one after another, you know, and as it keeps on growing up and up, you know, it just looks like a little trunk. So I personally don't mind, but I want to be able to create more plants, because I do want to make my larger plant look a lot fuller, and then actually later down the road making it my my mother plant where I can actually get cuttings off of it. So let's get to it. I'm actually going to show you guys each individual one as a close-up, and then, you know, we'll go from there. Alright, you guys, so, you know, I kind of changed my mind. Here is one that I'm actually planning on propagating. Again, I'll leave 3 leaves and then cut the top off, and then just have that on water and have it basically create more plants. Now this one, I can actually do the same thing every 3 leaves, so I can actually get 2 cuttings off of it. And if I really wanted to be greedy, I can actually cut this part off because it already has a root system there, and actually just plant it on soil right away. Now this is a really good system where, you know, if I actually keep this plant like this, and let's say like I just cut the top off, then it's going to start creating a bunch of shoots because the root system is already long enough and big enough to actually, you know, create the energy to, you know, have more shoots develop. And I'll show you guys every single one. So this one's not that, you know, I mean, not as good as compared to this one, but it's still a really good root system because we do have different nuts all over the place, which if one rots, then, you know, the plant still has a lot of chance of actual survival. And here is the other one. If you guys can see, I don't know if they're pretty clear. I honestly think I need to do a closer one. So yeah, you guys, this is basically it. I am going to make another video of an additional propagation, and I'll be giving you guys updates. I am going to plant this on, I'm going to plant some of these plants on my actual planter upstairs, and just kind of go off of there. I'll kind of label them so you guys know exactly what plant it is, so I can keep on giving you guys updates on what the plant actually looks like. And keep in mind, you know, right now it's we're in the beginning of February, so, you know, obviously we just went through the season where most of the plants don't make it. A lot of the plants, you know, go on to hibernation or whatever, they sleep or whatever you guys want to call it. And it's doing really good. It's actually thriving and it's actually growing, so I'm actually really happy. Now this is a plant that actually has been one of my favorites. I started off at just like I remember I bought a pot with 6 of them, and I mean it was probably like, I mean maybe the larger one was like this size, and they were all like pretty small, and they all have just 1 shoot going up. Like it's not like this ones that have like 3 shoots per stem or stuff like that, you know. And I started kind of propagating and just playing with it. Now my other plant, it's getting huge. It's going to outgrow the muscle pretty soon, and I think I'm going to have to add an addition to it. It sucks because if you guys have seen my previous video, I have an Addisonii that I have in a actual muscle as well, and a self watering pot, and it's doing really well. And I'm getting a little worried now because I have to basically cut it all the time now because it already outgrew the actual pole, and it's probably like maybe like a foot away from hitting the actual ceiling. So I just keep on wrapping it around because it's wrapped. It's not just going straight. No, it's wrapped around the pole, and it's just growing so quick. And I will be also giving you guys another video on the maintenance on the Addisonii, the mostera Addisonii, so you guys can actually see a little bit more on what I'm doing here with my plants. I've been super busy that I haven't been able to record, but I do want to make another video because if you guys are interested on knowing how to get your plant to have bigger leaves, or you know, if it's losing a lot of leaves, then I can give you guys updates and give you guys also a lot of tips on this. I actually do sell the Addisonii on my eBay, so I do have a lot of experience working with this plant. I do take a lot of cuttings from my mother plant because it's outgrowing so quick that I do take a lot of cuttings from there. I have cuttings all over the place. I mean, I don't know if the camera can catch it, but I have one trailing here. I have one back here. I have an actual base just sitting with a bunch of cuttings, and the roots are already like crazy because they're ready to be transported and planted into soil. So I'll give you guys some updates on that. I'll be making another video just to give you guys another update on the addition propagation on this plant. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.